Okay, welcome back. Well, let me brief you in on the learning program on this DVD, the learning program in general for lucid dreaming. Learning lucid dreaming consists of 3 basic steps. The first one is you need to be proficient in recalling dreams. The second one is, by use of those recalled dreams, and that you might have journaled in your dream journal, you want to discover dream signs that could have told you in your dream that you were dreaming and were not awake. And the third task or skill is that by use of those dream signs, you can prepare yourself and say, okay, well, the next time I'm going to encounter these dream signs or this dream sign, I will recognize or remember to recognize that I'm dreaming. So these are the 3 basic steps that eventually lead to a lucid dream. And what we're going to discuss, I'm going to show you how these skills or tasks are done. One very effective technique that is designed by the Lucidity Institute, which is called the napping technique, I think, at the website, but which is also known as the wake back to bed technique, is one that really supports those 3 tasks. And the idea is as follows, and it's difficult for me to explain this one in English, but I will try. Hopefully you understand. The idea is as follows. You go to bed at normal time as usual, but you're setting your alarm clock 1 hour earlier than normal. So you wake up 1 hour earlier than you would normally have woke up. And in that time that you wake up, so that hour, that spare hour, you apply some very effective intention and motivation and autosuggestion techniques to really get yourself motivated, to refresh your intention of, okay, I want to have a lucid dream. And at the time you would normally wake up, say, well, you would normally wake up at 9 o'clock, you're now setting your alarm clock at 8 o'clock. So at 9 o'clock then, you've been awake for an hour by now, doing those intention and motivation techniques. At 9 o'clock, instead of going out of bed, because you're already out of bed, you go to sleep again and go dreaming. And so you artificially create some kind of a nap that has a very high degree of REM sleep, has far more wakefulness to it, because you've been awake for an hour, so you don't sleep that deep anymore. And because you have refreshed your intention and motivation, you have a clear mind, an alert mind that is ready to recognize those dream signs. So this is really the die-hard technique to rule them all. Well, it's called the wake back to bed technique, and the title says it all. So this is the technique that I want to show you by use of this camera and capture it. And well, it's actually all done in the morning, so there's not a lot of that can be done in the evening, the previous night, only setting your alarm clock 1 hour earlier than normal. But there are some other conditions or factors that improve your effectivity in applying this technique. One of them is motivation. You need to be motivated and really have that energy and persistence and discipline to apply these techniques. And it is obvious, I think. And one of the ways to motivate yourself is to really strive for the experience that you want to have using a lucid dream, and not striving for the lucid dream itself. Because the lucid dream is just an empty concept. It's nothing. You don't get excited by just imagining a lucid dream. What do you have to think about a lucid dream? It's really the experience that you have, that you induce by use of those lucid dreams, that really give you that warm belly, that feeling, that excitement. So instead of striving for a lucid dream, which is just an empty concept, where your mind cannot do anything with it, you strive for an experience. So really get an idea of what you would like to experience by use of a lucid dream. Why do you want even to have a lucid dream? Do you want to fly? Do you want to visit another planet? Do you want to be a millionaire or meet Tom Cruise or be a pop idol? Whatever. Choose an experience, visualize yourself having that experience, and use that excitement of experiencing that experience to apply all those techniques, because eventually you need to recall your dreams and discover those dream signs and recognize you're dreaming, to have a lucid dream and eventually have that experience. So by striving for that experience, you make all those techniques far more meaningful, because you use them in order to induce an experience. So that's the right order, and a lot of lucid dreamers mistake that and really strive for a lucid dream and fail, because, well, the mind cannot do anything with a lucid dream. It really helps if you know what you're going to do at the time you become lucid. So tip number 1 is be motivated and have that experience ready. It's also nice to draw a picture, or even make a movie, or watch a movie, or create some symbol that reminds you of that experience that you want to have. Just to remind yourself and keep yourself excited. Well, another factor that really is important is time. The wake back-to-back technique, well, demands some time on your part. So it's most lucid dreamers apply this technique when they have some spare time in the morning, mostly in the weekends. Although it's true that well, when you gain some experience in inducing lucid dreams, when you had your first lucid dream and you know what lucidity is all about, then eventually you don't need to have to do this wake back-to-back technique every time only to have a lucid dream. You gain the experience, you become familiar with this phenomenon, and lucid dreams will become well, more regular, will occur on a more regular basis. So really see this wake back-to-back technique as a very effective tool to gain more experience, and when at the moment you have that experience, you don't need it anymore. Still, it's a very effective technique. If you really want that experience on Saturday, use the wake back-to-back technique. Another important factor is your bedroom. Is your bedroom really that comfortable to have lucid dreams? Is it a mess? Are all kinds of papers or things from school or work that really distract your attention? Does it have fresh air? It's all those, well, pretty obvious conditions really empower your effectiveness in lucid dreaming. So really take a look at your room and evaluate if you feel comfortable in exercising this, using these techniques to have a lucid dream. Does your bedroom tell a visitor that you're busy trying to have a lucid dream? Does it have some pictures? Do you have some symbols or a dream catcher that reminds the room and the visitors of the fact that you're trying to have a lucid dream? So the bedroom is a nice environment, and that's the place where all lucid dreams occur. So really take a look at that. It's also one of the reasons why a lot of visitors that visiting sleep laboratories or even researchers have trouble having a lucid dream or that kind of dreams, conscious dreams, because sleep laboratories are so cold, or so, how can I say, not cold, or so lifeless. And one of the reasons is, well, your room has to feel comfortable. It's familiar to you. You feel safe. So again, take some attention to your room and give some attention to your room and see if you can make it more comfortable and more suiting for lucid dreaming. Well, that's about it. There are some other resources that you might need to have, and it's a dream journal. That's one. A journal or some piece of paper where you can write your dreams on. Some other notes or comments, discoveries that you have gained during your lucid dreams. And one of the ways is doing that on the internet, online, at Lucidipedia, for example. Online dream journal where you can share those dreams. So have a dream journal ready and a pencil to write things down. That's one of the things. Also another thing is we're going to apply some motivation techniques during that 1 hour break, that interruption of the sleep cycle. And it's useful to have some material that really gets you motivated and reminds you of lucid dreaming. So for example, I have some scenes from the Matrix movie, I have them on my PC, so every time I do this technique, this big back-to-back technique, I just watch some of those scenes, and it really reminds me, it gives me that excitement again of, oh yeah, I want to be Neo myself, or it reminds me of my intention and also my self-confidence, and I know that I can have this lucid dream. Well, talking about self-confidence, that's the last tip or trick that I want to provide you. And that is autosuggestion. It's a technique that is also designed or used by I think Stephen LaBerge, and he mentions this technique in his book Exploring the World of Lucid Dreaming. And it's a technique where you use self-confidence from a different scale. For example, if you feel self-confident in driving a car, for example, you use that self-confidence to transfer it to the skill of lucid dreaming. Say, okay, I feel very self-confident in driving a car, and now I can succeed in doing whatever I would want to do with a car, and I will use that same self-confidence in my effectivity in lucid dreaming. So you transfer that self-confidence from a skill that where you know you have self-confidence of. You use that self-confidence to feel more confident in succeeding in lucid dreaming. So that's also a very powerful technique that works out.